In today's video, we're going to learn how to search PubMed. To learn how to build a search in PubMed and how to find the search that we will be using in today's demonstration, please refer to the previous video in this drug searching series on research databases. PubMed is an important resource because it is a free open resource provided by the National Library of Medicine and the NIH. So even when you leave UK, you'll be able to use this resource for free anywhere you work. It is also the largest biomedical database in the world with over 20 million citations in it. And even though it is free, while you are at UK, it is important that you access this resource from a UK library website so that you are linked to our catalog and get to access all our full-text resources. The search we will be conducting today is based off the question of if cranberry juice is effective in preventing or treating UTI symptoms. In our research databases video, we built the search shown here. Let's now visit PubMed and search this together. As always, I'm going to recommend starting from the Pharmacy Research Guide because it's the easiest launching point, and PubMed is here on the right side, and I will click it and be taken directly to the website. All I have to do is copy and paste my search and then click search to run it. Immediately, I get close to 600 results, and this actually isn't a bad place to start. So let's begin by looking at the first few results to see if they look like we're on the right track. Because if I look and see how the results are sorted, you can see that they're sorted by best match. This means I should get the most relevant results first. So if my search is a decent search, and if it's functioning well, the top 50 to 100 or so should be pretty darn relevant. Even just looking at the first 10 results, it looks like these are very relevant. But this is a broad question with a lot of results. So what if I want to narrow my results down? I have a few options. And a good place to start for them is PubMed's filters. And the way you access them is on the left side. One of the first things you can do is limit by date, and you can do it by this slider. Often I hear people say that you should always limit to the last 5 or 10 years of research, and I do not believe that's necessarily true because I think there's value in historical research. That if you're overwhelmed with research, then in this case, you can definitely cut out back from 1962 to, I don't know, 2011 even, and that at least takes the results down to 400. Be wary of cutting your results down too far with a date limit. Also, never ever limit by text availability and free full text, because this will only limit it by what PubMed provides by free full text. And what we provide by full text through our catalog will not be sorted here. So you will cut out a lot of things that UK will provide you. So please just ignore this text availability filter. If I wanted to limit by age, like let's say I decided that I only wanted to see how cranberry was effective in urinary tract infections in older adults, then I can use age filters. And so if I scroll down and I click on additional filters, then you can see a whole bunch more pop up here. And initially I'm shown 3 age filters for child, adult, and aged. Age 65 years and older might be fine for me, but I want you to know that if you see all aged filters, there are so many more options here. But if I click 65 and older, it takes my already limited results by date down to 48, which is a significant limit. And I can even drop this down to 2000, and that takes it to 70. And that's a pretty decent amount to potentially look at. And even if this doesn't say older adults in the title or what you can see of the abstract, someone has gone through and made sure that older adults are mentioned somewhere in the article for it to be tagged as including them. So that is a reason that they are included in there. When you click into an article, you will access the full text by clicking this View Now at UK. If we have it, you might be taken directly to the PDF, or you might be taken to our catalog entry. If we don't, you will be taken to our catalog entry where you will be prompted to request it from Interlibrary Loan. That is why it's important that you have an Interlibrary Loan account. If you need to collect the citation of the article, you can click Cite. It'll default to the NLM citation form, but if you click here on the right, you can get it in AMA, APA, or MLA additionally, and just select the one you want, hit copy, and then you can paste it into a Word document. Even better though, if this is an article that I like, let's say this is a great one, and I've looked and I've read the whole abstract and said, you know what, this is fantastic, this is what I'm looking for. I can go up here and I can say send to clipboard, and I can start building a clipboard of articles I want instead of having to save individual citations. Okay, this one looks great. I'm going to go back to my search results. And let's say, okay, this first one also looked so good that I'm not even going to have to read the abstract. I'm just going to click it. This one also looked great. If you notice at the top here, this little send to also appeared. I can just send it directly to my clipboard. And if I scroll up to the top, you can see under the search bar, it now says that 3 items are in my clipboard. And so now I'm creating this little list of citations that I've wanted to save. It's important to note that this does not stay forever. It only stays for a few hours. You can see that it says at the top, your clipboard expires after 8 hours of inactivity. It will also probably be lost if you close your browser window or if your computer powers off. So it's very important that you save this. And what you can do is you can email it to yourself when you're done collecting results, and that is the best way to save it. And you can also cite directly from it and save your citations this way. But this is probably the best way to collect your citations from within PubMed. If you decide you want to remove all your filters, then you can just go and clear all your applied filters. And we are back to the almost 600 results that we had before. It's also important to note that it's very rare that you get one search that works perfectly well. Oftentimes you will have to do multiple searches, which is why the clipboard is so important, because you can do multiple searches and your clipboard will just keep saving the ones that you actually want. You might notice that I have this little view PDF thing that you might not see if you go to PubMed. That is because I've downloaded a browser extension called EndNote Click. In previous videos, I've talked about going to the Accounts to Set Up page, and that you can download this browser extension. Please make sure that you do that. You can get to it directly from the Pharmacy Research Guide, Accounts to Set Up, and download it. And what it does is it just allows you to go directly to the PDF and bypass having to click in and go directly to the View Now at UK to get access. So I recommend getting this browser extension. It saves you a few steps and a few clicks. What if you decide you have to change your search mid-search and you want to add a comparison? Like in this case, what if you want to compare cranberry juice to Bactrim in preventing UTI? Symptoms, there's 2 ways that you could actually do this. You could add your Bactrim string in either by adding it as an AND string, so by saying cranberries and Bactrim and UTIs, and this would shrink your search results because you would be saying that you would be looking for results that only returned cranberries and Bactrim. Or if you were getting too few results, like let's say we did our initial search and we only got 10 or 12 results, what you would want to do is to say our cranberry string, but add Bactrim in, our Bactrim synonyms in by ORing them in. So add them in with OR. And that would be saying that, well, I'm really looking for anything with cranberry or Bactrim. There's probably going to be some overlap, but I want anything with either of them, and I might have to make the conclusions myself about what's effective, because I'm assuming that there's only so much overlap in the middle. And this is how you expand your results out if you're getting too few. In this case, I think it's highly unlikely that you would want to expand your search wider because you're already getting close to 600. So if I and in Bactrim and limit it and make it smaller, I only get 23 results that compare these two explicitly. So that's probably a little too limited, but you can see that there are some that mention both. And if you want to see what happens when I or in Bactrim, just how big it makes the search, it explodes the results to almost 4,000. So this is what you can do should you be stuck with a search that is either too small or too large. You can find additional terms, another option, and you can either or it in or and it in, depending on whether you want to grow or shrink your search. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. If you have any questions for the UK Medical Centre Library, please contact us at mclib@uky.edu.